Hello everybody, Jacob from Wager Me This here. Today I'm going to do the last episode of the 80 to 160 using the field farm. And this will be episode 5. So far the episodes are 2 and 2. Overall I think we would be down a little money just the way we've operated this. Again, I'm just going to repeat the same process. This is kind of like a baseline. So far what I think about this play is that this isn't a standalone play. You would need it inside of a strategy if you were going to make this work or make this effective. But there is some value to it because you're able to take an $80 bet and turn it into 160 across, which is like playing 160 across for half price if you can accomplish it. So there is some value to it. It just doesn't work as a standalone strategy, I don't believe. So here we go. I got 10 sets of 80 out there. So it's an $800 bankroll. And again, you don't got to have a line bet because you're not necessarily shooting the dice. You're just playing a field bet until you can go 160 across, which just alone by itself is actually kind of an interesting proposition, just because you can get, in multiple occasions you can get a lot of hits in. It doesn't have to even be the best roll in the world. You can still come out pretty good ahead if you get this first field bet. So here we go. We start out with a 6. The one thing about this is a little frustrating at times because the field is less than 50% of the time. This isn't a 50-50 proposition exactly, and you do go on long runs where there's no fields. So we missed there, and we got a 3. Okay. So second roll here, we got a field bet. We're going to win the 80. Go to 160 across. Now what I've been doing in the previous videos is I've been doing the first press as a green chip press. And then after that we're kind of half pressing. So this time I'll just press the number I hit. There's an 8. 6 deuce is a little short, but it doesn't really matter in this video. Not really that big of a deal here. All right. We pressed our 8 up. Oh, come on now. 415. We get trying to keep them in the camera view. That's the 5. So obviously it would be nice to hit a couple of these a few times. There we go. There's an 11, 6, 5. And a 6. Okay, that's the point. That'll work. Let's go to 35. We'll press it up. We'll rack $5. So the one problem with this green chip press is we've hit 4 times. No, 3 times. And we only have $20 to show for it. There's a come out 4, 3, 1. There we go. And 8, there we go. That's a second time we've rolled that. It's a $70 winner. We'll take it up to 90. All right, so we won 40 that time. We're still not quite even because we got to have an 80 to be breaking even, and right now we're at about 60. So still would need a hit. And there's that 10 that's going to win 45. I'm going to play it like a place bet. And again, anytime if you wanted to take back down to 160, if you were playing with a profit goal, like you've had a couple repeat hits here, not a bad idea to take that back down to 160, collect your money, and a 7. So I guess that was the perfect time to do that. We did not, mostly just because it's for the video. But it did seem like a really good time. You had a few hits. It was time to go back, start at the 160, lock your profit in. Because I don't know, it'd have been like $100 more probably. And a 7, dang it. Drop another 80. And a 5, ouch. Alright, 3 deuce 5 is the new point. Drop another 80. An 8. This is how it could go. Real easily. This is expensive. If it gets going like this, you need some hits. And a 3, okay. We'll take the 3. It's going to give us our 80. Alright, here we go. 12. We needed that last roll. Would have been a double. And a 4. Alright, it's going to win 45. Nice to repeat that 4 a few times. We did. 3-1. There we go. It's going to win 90. Let's go to 100. Can we repeat it one more time? Nope. We got a 9 though. Take the 9. $35 win. So when you repeat the number like that, that's where all your money comes from in the style we're playing right here. But this is definitely a good move if you were playing already across your numbers. There's a 10. And you don't got to play it at 180 or at 80 to 160. You could play it at 32 and add 32. 32 to 64. There's a lot of ways you could play this for sure. And there's the 7 out. Alright. Would have been nice to hit a few more there, but not the end of the world. Alright, drop 80. We've got a few more runs at this. Well, 639, we'll take it. That's our good number there for us. And we'll go 160. There we go. Alright, come on now. Let's roll some winners. 6 deuce, okay. We'll take it. 6 deuce is good. $35. Six deuce back, right back, nice. All right, $70. Take it up to 90. One more time. Come on. One more time. 9. Okay, that's the point. $35 win. Press it to 50. This isn't a terrible run. It's not a great run either. It's kind of right in the middle. It's a come out 7. We've been off on every other come out. We'll be off on that one. And a 10. Okay, 6, 4, 10 is a new point. There we go. Come on, 8. Well, long rollout 8. 5, 3. Crazy long rollout. It's going to win 105. We'll press it 30. I'm going to collect this 75. Do it again. 12. Okay. Aces. Nice. We needed those at the come outs, but 3. Uh-oh. We need some boxes. 5. There we go. 3 deuce. It's going to win 35. And again, anytime here, you know, you might want to spread that 8 out. You might want to take it down. 6, 5, 11. 4, 3 out. 7 out. Got 3 more runs at our field. 10, yes sir. That helps. Helps when you start with it. $80 win. Here we go. Come on, come on. 9, okay. 6, 3. We're gonna win 35. There we go. 4, 1. 35 more down, or 35 pressing the quarter. Come on, 5 and 9. Aces, 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 aces. Again, wrong time for that. 7 out. Oh, dang it. That's the one thing about the way we're doing this, is you gotta have quite a couple repeating numbers to really make it valuable. But again, I want to talk about, I don't believe this is a standalone play. We're just feeling it out, trying to figure out where it belongs. And a 5. Uh-oh. 4, 1. We're down to our last field bet. Come on, aces or 12. 12. Wow. That was amazing. That was quite the outcome. Double that bubble like that. I think our point is 5, isn't it? Did I just roll a 5? I don't know. Whatever, you know, the roll before that was a loser. I can't remember what it was. We're actually going to play all of these. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play the bottom half twice here. I think my point's 5. I'm not sure. I I think that one before that was a 5. So here we go. 9, okay. 5, 4. So in this case, we turned 80 into like a 240, but a weird 240. 8, there we go. Come on, now we need some winners. Oh, it didn't matter what the point was, unless it was the 8, I guess. But, so, we lost there. What did we end up with? 150. 200. Okay, so 345. Under half return. Now, obviously, we could have used that 12. We could have played everything different. We could have collected many times. This was a very break-even set of rolls. We could have easily broke even here. I don't really think we could have profited much, but if we would have took down after a couple hits a few times, we definitely... So there is a strategy in this that you could use this as a strategy, but man, it would be when you hit, you'd have to play for 2 hits and come down. And this is much more beneficial as a supplement to a strategy, as a supplement to an iron cross, as a supplement to a don't bet, something that where you're already playing a different way and you're just using the field to try to steal the box numbers, essentially. It definitely has different value inside of a strategy than it does as standalone. Try to make it by itself, where you really just have to get lucky. There's not a lot of angle to it. It's just luck at that point, which is fine, because a lot of craps and every kind of gambling, there's a lot of luck involved in all of it, no matter what you're doing. So, but I just don't personally like it as a standalone. Again, these 5 videos have been telling as to what to expect. Again, if you looked at it, we lost 3 of them and won 2 of them, which really makes sense to the percentages. You know, it's closer to 60, closer to 40 split, 60-40 split type of thing. You know, the actual percentages are 56 and 40, or 54 and 46. You know, so it's actually very close to what it probably should be, just from a purely probability perspective. That was weird. 3 P's, pure probability perspective. But anyways, again, like I said, I'm going to go into some strategy utilizing this style. The 180, the 80, sorry, not 180. The 80 is just because it turns into 160. You could do 32 that turns into 64. You know, you could do, 48 that turns into 96. That, you could even do 16 that turns into 32 if you're on a bubble machine or something that can play $5. So you could do, if you're on a bubble machine that played $1, you could do 6 that turns into 6 or turns into 12. I mean, there's a lot of the scalability of this, I guess, is all the way to the top, from the bottom to the top, which is kind of cool because not everything is like that. So the scalability of this style of move, I'll call it, it's a move. It's not a strategy. It's way more scalable than most things, just because you're using 1 bet to turn into 6, which is kind of cool. That's a probability booster for sure. But again, a lot of what this is is based in hitting that field bet. That's why I think you should already have bets out there if you're going to use any type of farming type of move or type of strategy. You should already have bets out there to kind of cover the farming, almost like an insurance to the farming. But that way, when you do farm, when the farm does farm out for you, you're able to take full advantage of it. You didn't get wiped out on the previous 3. That way you're not leery about putting that out there. So a lot of people used to have like an $11 field bet in their videos, and they would turn it to 22 inside. That used to be a real common thing. I actually used to see it at the casino a lot. Back when there was $10 tables everywhere. That you can't really do that no more because of the lack of $10 tables, unless you have one somewhere. But that $11 field bet where you turn it into a $22 inside press is actually a cool play. That's a kind of cool play as well. Kind of fits the farming the field thing. Now you can do the same thing. You just have to use $22, right? So 22, and you can either make it a $22 press or you can make it a $44 press inside. So these are all similar types of plays in this farming thing. Guys, farming the field isn't a terrible idea. It's just kind of a terrible idea all by itself. That's where I'm at here is we're going to go through some strategies where this is going to be effective. It's going to be a very useful tool, and we'll do some of those throughout the next week. Different strategies utilizing the farming. The one thing about the 80 to 160 is it only takes an $800 bankroll for 10 rolls. It's not even 10 shooters, 10 rolls. But that's not terrible. I think a lot of craps players can come up with $800. So again, a lot of it is just what you like to play. This may, there's lots of people that are 100% against the field that never ever play it, which is totally fine because it's less than a coin flip bet, So it actually makes a lot of sense to never play it. On the other side of it, it's a very useful bet inside of other strategies. So again, a lot of it is preference. Just like most of craps' preference, you can win light side, you can win dark side, you can win hybrid. I've seen lots of people that win basically just using the prop box. So again, it's all kind of preference, what you're willing to do, what your bankroll can withstand, because if you're a light side player, you got to have a sizable bankroll usually. Or a dark side player, you really got to be really patient because the dark side will have its run, but you have to be patient for it. So again, it just kind of depends on where you're at as a player, who you want to be, what kind of player you are. I don't believe that much in like table temperature, table texture anymore, like hot, cold, this and that. I don't really believe so much in that anymore. I've seen 3 PSOs in a row and then a 40 roller pretty regularly, so I don't know that I believe much in that anymore. I don't see many tables that are just dead for orbit after orbit, or I don't see many times where 5 guys in a row roll 30 times. It doesn't really happen. So I don't know that table temperature, table texture thing really is all that real. I think that's mostly just perception. So strategies kind of always work, and they kind of always don't work, right? Obviously, if you're a light side strategy and the first shooter you see rolls a 50 roller, you're going to have a huge day. But, if you're a dark side and the first 3 guys PSO, you're probably also going to have a huge day. So, it just kind of depends on what side you're on when the shooter. There's not a lot of that temperature thing to me, I don't think. But anyways, guys, I know I kind of went on a tangent there, but it kind of has to do with this. Obviously you could have 10 fields in a row, and it's not unusual. And you could have 10 non-fields in a row, and it's also not unusual. Most of the time it's going to kind of go back and forth. So I don't know that there's really a whole bunch of angle that says, oh, this just will never work because of this. It's kind of luck. So, but anyways, guys, thank you for your time. This is Jacob from Watch Me This.